Oh, shit. You back. I'm back. It's the Inappropriate Hour with yours truly, Geoff Brown. New year, new you. New you. What's going on, people? Another banger. Another banger. Today on the show, we're going to talk about what you eating. Veganism. Exposing the bullshit about cows, part 1. I'm going dead in on what y'all eating, what I'm eating. And I'm starting bullshit first. I'm starting with not the healthy shit. I'm starting with the bullshit first. The shit you've been, oh, you need this much protein. Oh, your muscles ain't gonna grow if you don't. I need meat. I'm a man. I need some meat. Okay, shit. You want me to move a couch? You gotta give me a steak. All that shit. We gonna get all that. Okay. So, buckle up and call a friend. 323-879-4445 is the phone number, and we gonna dig right into this shit right now. Let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. First, let me give a shout out to these two people without whom the Inappropriate Hour would not be possible. My lovely wife, Angelique. I love you, baby. And to the horrible green-eyed motherfucker who took a chance on me and gave me a show, Mr. Zoe Williams. Thank you so much, brother. And a shout out to a person without whom the show does not flow smoothly, my board operator, White King Cole. That's my man. All right, we're going to jump into it right now with a cat who a lot was made, and we're going to find out all this, whether he still does it or not. A lot of people used to say that we looked a lot alike. Stop moving your chest muscles, because that's beginning to upset me, and ain't shit I can do about it, because I can't whoop your ass. God damn it. Moving your chest muscles all around. My wife is watching this shit. Be respectful of my marriage, nigga. Now, anyway, yeah, Cat, I don't know how much he still does it. Very funny comic. Very funny. Cats used to say we got kind of went down the same road with comedy. We kind of looked alike. Both from Chicago.
Yep.
Now, before veganism, he was Mr. Chicago Natural, Mr. Illinois Natural, and second place Mr. Universe as a bodybuilder. After, INBA San Diego overall champion, pro status, and getting ready for natural Mr. Olympian. Ladies and gentlemen, sitting to my right is none other than my man, Mr. LJ Jennings. Mr. Les.
What's
LJ
going on?
Jennings. What's going on, baby?
How you doing, cousin?
All right, man. That's my dude.
I know.
Before we even get into the veganism, I'm going to be selfish and ask about comedy.
Okay.
Are you still doing it, or?
Oh yeah, I'm back. I needed a little hiatus, from comedy. I didn't fully get away from, but I just wasn't, in it 100%. I just needed a little break to really focus on my personal training business and stuff that I have going on right now. So I just wanted to really get that squared away. You know what I mean?
Well, I can respect that. I mean, because I like to say, comedy is comedy don't love none of us.
No, it does
comedy
not.
is a hoe that just respects the best pimp.
Exactly.
So you falling in love with this shit, that hoe don't love you.
Right,
She don't let
exactly.
the next dude that come along that pimp her right, she gonna drop your ass.
Exactly.
So you got to handle your life outside of that.
Exactly.
That shit that we do.
Exactly.
But
But you're still doing the comedy, still doing it.
Cool. Now what? Tell us about your meat eater road to bodybuilding, like where it all started.
Okay. Well, for me, the way, it started like a lot of kids, playing football. I was playing football, and I was a little scrawny little kid, and it was one of those, okay, I need to get bigger to play football and yada, yada, yada. So I really got into working out, as a 14, 15-year-old kid. And actually, it was then, at 14, is when I turned my life around, if you will, and started eating right, gave up fast food, fried foods, stopped drinking pop. Oh, I'm sorry, we're on the West Coast. Soda. Yeah, exactly. So that's what it was. And then I actually accidentally fell into bodybuilding. It's going to sound kind of conceited because it is, but I was, just working out, and I went to a bodybuilding show, and I was looking at some of the competitors, and I was like, I could beat most of these guys now.
I look better than them now.
Yeah, now. And so I literally, like 2 weeks later, it was a contest. So I just said, I'm just going to do it, see what happens, and end up winning. I won my weight class, but it was this like middleweight cat who was like ripped, because I didn't even diet for it. I just went, I just bought a pair of Speedos, went on stage and won, my division. And then this like middleweight cat who was like prepared, he actually won. So I went to that guy and said, dude, how did you get that rip? And that's kind of how it started for me.
Okay. You know what that remind me of?
What's that?
I can see in my mind, like, like a Debo, the Debo type dude.
Yes.
The Duloc that ride around the hood.
Yes.
In house shoes and a beach cruiser.
Yep.
And he accidentally takes a right turn, and now he in the Tour de France.
Yeah, exactly.
So the son bitch start pedaling fast and beat everybody.
Yes.
And he got on khakis, house shoes, and a flannel shirt. And whooping, yeah.
That's exactly
how it went down.
Exactly what happened.
Okay.
Man. So, and so that was, then I got into the bodybuilding thing, and, it was great for me. And then I just took a little hiatus for a few years and, really got into the entertainment like you were talking about. We like doing my music and doing the comedy, and then kind of slipped back and fell into the bodybuilding arena again.
Yeah, cool.
Kind of the same thing happened. It was just, I was at this all-natural show, and I had been vegan for a while, and, you hear all the things about the whole vegan thing, and I'm like, I'm vegan, and I can beat most of these meat eaters right now. So a month later, I went and did a contest and won the whole thing, and that's where we are today.
Good for you, man. Good for you. Yeah, LJ is always, well, it's obviously, I think one of the things I've seen you defy is there's a rule, an unwritten rule in comedy that muscles ain't funny.
Right.
Like if you too handsome, which has been my problem from time to time. If you too muscular, if you have to come from some place of self-deprecation on some level.
Right.
I've seen your show. You never apologize for how you look.
Nah.
And your shit is funny.
Thank you.
But did you see that as a hurdle?
Well, here's when I got into comedy, it was a couple of things I did not want to do in comedy. Okay, I made sure I wouldn't do. One, I did not want to continue the wheel rolling of black people do this and white people do that. I said, there's no way I'm doing that. And I also thought, because I love a challenge, and I also thought that the way I look would actually be the first thing people would think I would talk about. I'm like,
right.
I just happen to be the guy who likes to work out, but there are other things I do.
Right.
I pull my comedy from other places. And quite frankly, I think gym jokes are funnier from overweight people. Because I know some overweight comics that talk, you know what I mean? It's like overweight comics talking about the gym.
Yeah.
You get funny. Yeah. You get funny responses, I think.
Well, yeah, nobody's going to feel sorry for your muscular
Right, exactly, And then, hey, and sometimes, me, I don't apologize for it. I say, I know what I look like. Yeah.
Right.
And I go, you're welcome, women, and some of you men, it's okay. Look, I know what I look like. It's okay.
Right.
I don't apologize. I work hard for this, so admire it.
Well, but can I say this one thing about dudes like you in the gym, and then we really gonna get into this shit.
What's that?
Is I'm just now. Well, no, I can't lie. What I want to do now is just cardio, and mostly body weight training, with the exception of biceps and triceps that I use a curl bar for, and some dumbbells. That's now. At one time, believe it or not, I was in the Marines. I used to box, and then I went back to the gym for a while.
Okay.
But and during that time, one of the things that really upset me was that I was working out with my girlfriend, who is now my wife.
Okay.
And it would always be on, around the world, Monday is chest day.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So every Monday, I could always count on some freakishly strong motherfucker like yourself getting up off the bench and just leaving 400 up there.
Yeah.
So now I got to put your weights back before I can bench my little 135. And that in itself, putting back all them weights is a workout.
Exactly.
So go to hell, because
Okay.
put your damn weights back, LJ. For the dead cats today.
Let me tell you two things. I'm going to tell you two things. I wish I remember these cats' names. When I was a young pup in the gym, I worked out with those big guys. I was a little guy. I worked out with those big guys. They saw potential in me, and they knew I loved to work. And I would see how you see the big guys in the gym and the girls where I'm like, oh, I want to be like them. I worked out with those guys. It was my job to take the weights off.
To put their weight back.
And put their weights back.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was like, okay.
Youngster to put them weights back.
Exactly. Anything to work out with these dudes was great. Plus, that's an extra workout for me. And I'm going to tell you right now, because not only do I work out, I'm very OCD about gyms. I hate when dumbbells aren't in the right place.
Right.
I'm that guy. It's like,
so
I want your dumbbells in the right place.
Motherfucker, this says 120. Why is it in the 80? Why is it in the 80?
Exactly.
God damn it. Now look what's in the 80, the 75.
Exactly.
Ain't this a bitch?
I'm
you that dude.
Yeah, and I'm all the 45 should be on the same one, the 25. I am that guy.
And you know
so
what?
You would never see my weights. I'd never leave my weights on the
I'm that dude too. But right where you start putting them back, I go, there's some lazy motherfuckers in here. And if these weights wasn't so heavy, I'd put them back my damn self. But that's not why I'm here.
Oh, I'm the guy. I've snatched people and said, you want to put these weights away? Oh, yeah, I've talked to them. Are you upset?
Right.
Because my thing is like now, because I know it's like, even though I look like that stereotypical, muscle head, it's like, because I know there are a lot of women in the gym. This is not some sexist thing like that, but I know some woman's not going to get on the leg press and leg press 1,200 pounds.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, so, and if a guy gets up, leave every plate in the gym on there and walks away, I'm like, dude, come on. Now somebody wants to use this weight. Or even
and they can't.
Or even, and they can't. So I'm saying, come on, let's get this off. We all have to be in this gym together. We all pay the same membership. Get your stuff off.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Protect
this ain't
this
your house or some other filthy place.
Exactly.
Well, dude.
So
now, what made you? Okay, and I'll share with you why I went vegan.
Okay.
I've been knowing that animal protein, the body does not really know what to do with.
Right.
It really doesn't.
Okay.
I've been knowing that all the mammals with flat teeth and long intestines are herbivores. Been knowing it. Silverback, herbivore, all that stuff.
Right.
But silverbacks can't cook barbecue chicken wings.
Right.
Which is why they don't eat them.
Right.
Which was my shit. Over a steak, I would take a barbecue chicken wing.
Okay.
And I got to, I went a couple years ago now, or it will be 2 years in August, actually, about a year and a half. I was in Philly, and a cheesesteak sandwich literally got, and it was the best, LJ, it was the best sandwich. I grew up, bruh.
Well, hey.
I grew up in Chicago.
Hey, I know.
The best sandwich I've ever had came from Max's Cheesesteak.
Okay.
The one that Creed, in the movie Creed,
okay,
where dude went to eat.
Okay.
I went there.
Okay.
Man, when I tell you, the best thing in the world could have happened to me is that cheesesteak got stuck after I ate it.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, as in, this is today. I can feel it.
Right.
That's tomorrow. That's all it will move. That's the next day. It was stuck. I'm like, oh man, this is horrible. Something bad. And I'm out of town.
Yep.
I don't want to tell my wife that I'm shitting string cheese.
Right.
And this fucking thing is stuck. So I said, okay, what do you do? All right, start just eating. Just drink a gallon of water every day. Drink, only eat fruits and vegetables.
Right.
And I started doing that. And then I started to take bentonite clay and psyllium husk.
Okay.
And which is we'll get into that a little later what that does for you. But then I didn't need less. I needed less sleep. All of a sudden, the yellowy film that was over everything that I saw began to peel away.
Right.
Then my thoughts started to clear up. My skin started to clear. I just started to feel better. And I was like, man, you know what? We're going to stay over here as long as I can. And with the exception of a slip up here or there, I have been animal protein free going on almost 2 years.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
And I I'm getting to a certain place about talking about it with people, and we'll discuss that as well.
Okay.
What made you go vegan?
Okay. We're going. There's a couple of things I want to say first. One, your experience sounds spiritual as hell. Wow. I wish
Right.
mine were that cool.
I just ran out of meat.
But I want to, yeah.
Right.
But no, I want to talk about some nomenclature real soon, because veganism that's the word everybody knows. That's one everyone uses. That's the one with the stigma behind it, if you will. And there's also a term that we use called plant-based.
Plant-based.
Okay.
I like that, yeah.
There are two different things, because technically, veganism, being a vegan, is more of an ethical decision.
Right,
Because a true vegan won't wear leather.
Right, all that,
Won't
all
wear,
that.
And I love Jordans. I'm sorry.
Right.
I don't wear them now, but I look good in leather. But anyway, a lot of vegans are gonna be mad at me now. But more of a plant-based. Plant-based is really for health reasons.
Right.
That's what health reasons. That's when you're increasing your fruits and vegetables and things like that.
Okay.
And now, as far as me going vegan, plant-based, if you will, like I said, my experience wasn't as spiritual as yours.
Okay.
Mine was literally I was doing research for my mom, because my mom, has all, every known black disease there, hypertension, type 2 diabetes.
She hit the black disease parade.
Yeah, she did. Like,
Right.
bingo, bam.
Right.
And so in my research for her, it was literally, I was like, look, if you do this, I'll do it too. We can do this together.
Right.
Because I didn't, because even though I was eating meat, I was because I did meat the smart way. You know what I mean? It's like, if you're going to do it. So, and then in my research, a lot of stuff started to intrigue me. And I don't know if you remember, right around that time, I was getting ready to go in to get my hip replaced. Because from a childhood disease I had as a kid, I needed my hip replaced, and I just wanted to get some weight off of me for that. And I actually wanted to lose muscle, so I said, well, I'll go vegan, because I was one of those bodybuilders. You need meat to build muscle. So I said, if I get rid of the meat, I'll lose some muscle, lose some of this weight. Then my mother and I can help her get in shape.
Right.
Yeah, she was a vegan for about a day and a half. And so, but this did happen. And I was doing comedy full time at the time and doing personal training. So I'd be out at the comedy clubs till 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, then up at 3:30 in the morning in the gym doing cardio, waiting for my 4 a.m. client. And I felt the same way. I needed less sleep. I mean, I didn't need as much sleep, I guess you can say.
Right.
Or I functioned on less sleep. And I would get up, I would take that little 2-3 hour nap after coming from the comedy club, hop right up, get to the gym.
Wow.
And so the benefits that I, felt, I'm saying, well, this is kind of nice. I'm like you. I'm saying, let me just ride this out and see what happens. So then that's when I was just, the whole vegan thing. Let me see what happens. I was losing the weight. I had my surgery. Then right after my surgery, as rehab, the bodybuilding gene in me kind of kicked in. And it was just like, because that's when everybody was like, well, you can't be a bodybuilder being vegan. You can't do this, can't do that. I'm like, what? I love that term, telling me what I can't do.
When you tell me I can't, you just lit the fuse.
Right. So now, fresh off of I had my hip surgery in January of whatever year it was. I had it in January. There was a bodybuilding contest in June, and I wanted to compete in that bodybuilding contest. Well, you know me, I'm almost 50 years old now, but so people say, are you going to do masters? I'm like, no, I'm not doing masters. I want to compete against the youngsters. First bodybuilding contest, couldn't do legs for 3 months, came in second place at that contest.
Wow.
And it was as a vegan. So I'm like, so after that, I was like, wow, what would happen if I actually trained for a show?
Right.
Really trained like I did back in the day as a vegan, as a plant-based bodybuilder. Let me see what's happening. Then that's when I did the INBA show, won that overall show, and qualified me as a pro. Qualified me for a pro to do the Olympia, which I'm going to be doing this November.
Excellent. Well, you, in case you just joined us, you have landed on the Inappropriate Hour with Geoff Brown. And today, my guest, my friend, Mr. LJ Jennings, is here with us. We actually have a caller. Caller, what your name is, what you go by. You're on with the Inappropriate Hour with Geoff Brown. Speak on it. Hello. Caller going once. Caller going twice. Caller, you put me on hold while I put you on hold. What the hell is that? Call back. All right. Now, what? Wow. How much heat do you? And here's where I'm at with.
Okay.
I hear all the time. Besides, oh, now you call it. Gotta wait. Just call it. Gotta wait because I'm talking now. I don't know what the fuck you did. Okay. I hear all the time from people. Hey man, the body needs protein. The body needs, and I do believe that.
That's true.
I do know that, but because of movies like What the Health, movies like Forks Over Knives.
Right.
That's the Forks Over Knives is the one that really brought it home for me.
And I think that was my first one. And then Netflix said, since you watch that, you'll love these.
Right. You'll love Cowspiracy, all of the. So, especially with you, with certain areas of life amplify other areas of life. As in, sports is going to amplify diet.
Correct.
Okay. With that amplification, how much uphill do you catch from cats who still eat meat that work out?
Well, actually, I don't catch any because I just
what they gonna say?
Because here's my favorite question. It's like, where do you get your protein?
Okay.
And now look at the person who's saying that, and I go, where do you get your protein? Because I want to make sure I don't get mine from where you're getting yours because I look better than you.
Wow.
And I don't care. If we're in the gym, all bets are off. And I'm like, let me know because I've never, if some professional bodybuilder says that to me, that's one thing. But then he has help too. We ain't gonna go there.
Right.
So I don't get flack because I'm only getting flack, if you will, from people who don't look like they eat protein at all. So, you know what I mean?
Wow.
So it's not like, because seriously, every bodybuilder that I know, because the true bodybuilding community is so small, there is like a mutual level of respect. And those guys are kind of like, dude, you're like, so you're doing it as a vegan? That's dope, man. That's kind of cool that you're able to keep that kind of mass. That's cool. And they introduce me to other guys and talk to me and stuff like that. It's always the either overweight guy who needs the protein or some skinny kid saying, well, I got to get all my protein. I'm like, okay, dude, you weigh 135 pounds and you're eating all the protein.
Soaking wet, holding a goddamn TV.
You know what I mean? So I don't really get the flack that way. But then I also say this. Here's a couple of things. One, when people say you need protein, that's true. But nowhere does it say you need to get protein from animals. Your body needs X amount of protein. You need this much protein. Like I said, if you need this much protein to function. You need this much protein to gain muscle. Need this, that, and the other. And throw a little stat at you real quick. Because people will say, okay, I need some protein, so I'm going to eat. Let's say you eat deli meat, or let's say you go to In-N-Out Burger. I shouldn't say any names. Let's say you go to a fast food place because that meat is so over processed, so over, farmed and all this stuff.
Over medicated.
Yes. Just throw this out at you. The actual fast food burger has between 2 to 14 grams of actual meat. You heard?
Damn.
No, 2 to 14% of it is actual beef.
Everything else is sawdust and
sawdust, soy. Because I was researching for a joke actually for this. Because people say, "Do you eat soy?" I said, I don't not eat soy, but I don't go out looking for soy. I don't eat soy, and I wanted to know how much cereal fillers and how much soy was in fast food burgers, and I found out that it was 2 to 14% of actual meat. Not 2 to 14% soy in there, but that's how much meat's in there.
How much meat you get.
Right, and how much usable protein you're going to get from a burger patty, from, a chicken patty.
So pretty much, unless you got a bow and arrow, goddammit.
Right, if you're not going out somewhere in Montana getting you some bison or some buffalo, actually out there.
You're bullshitting yourself.
Yeah, because the stuff you're getting at the market is so... It's so bad. It's so denatured by the time you get to and then with the overcooking, overheating, you denature the actual protein you're using.
Right.
Now, me, if I go get some quinoa, or some lentils and stuff like that, and the cool thing about being vegan, you can eat as much as you want. You can. My calories. I shouldn't say that because calories are still calories. That's true. But when you the cleaner your diet is, the harder it is to get excess calories or to overload in calories or to eat too much calories to where you start getting into this I'm getting fat phase or whatever you will. You know what I mean? So
cool. Well, we got a call, man. We got a couple of them. Caller, what is your name? And welcome to the Inappropriate Hour. What the hell on your mind? Who this? That's that same goddamn caller that put me on hold. Okay. You know what? Just email your shit. Don't call back. Who the next one? God damn it. Ain't that a bitch? Put the next caller up. Hey, welcome to the Inappropriate Hour with Geoff Brown. What's going on? Who's this?
Hey, Uncle Geoff.
Yo.
Hey, man, it's Quentin L1 from the chat, man. How you doing?
Quentin, what's going on, doctor?
Not much, sir. Not much, sir. LJ, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm all right, man. I just wanted to chime in on it. I'm definitely getting educated on, like the exercise and weightlifting stuff. So, like, with me, right, I do Muay Thai kickboxing, so I'm a kickboxer.
Oh, my God. Okay, stop right there. Stop right
Okay.
there. How old are you?
I'm 32.
You 32. Okay, yeah, because that Muay Thai shit, that ain't the kind of shit you want to start at 45. That shit hurts. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
All right, so me, like, I'm kind of like a big guy a little bit. I'm 6 feet, 230, right?
Okay.
I'm pretty solid. I have, like, extremely good cardio. I run for, like, 5 miles every day.
Okay, stop bragging, goddammit. What's your goddamn question? You youngsters in shape, you getting on my fucking nerves.
I'm sorry. All right, so LJ, so I was just looking at this new type of, I guess, protein, right?
Okay.
More so, I guess, on the vegan, plant-based end.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's called, like, I've seen it like Vitamin Shop. I'm still researching it. Garden of Life, like raw meal. I don't know if you've heard of it. Whatever.
Yes, I've heard of it.
Okay, so I'm trying to more or less like lean out a little bit more rather than like bulk up.
Okay.
Not necessarily interested in bodybuilding, but more so leaning.
Gotcha.
I feel like right now I'm at this point, right, where I do high reps of like heavy weights. So I try to cut back on the weight some.
Okay.
But I feel as though it may be too heavy because I see myself bulking up just a little bit, like building more muscle mass, but I don't really want that. I'm trying to lean. So what do you suggest on that end?
Okay, first let me just tell you, like, just shut up for bragging. Like, I accidentally put on some muscle. No, I'm kidding. But here's the thing. Real talk. To build muscle, you need an excess of calories. So it's really, because a lot of people think, oh, let me go heavy. That's what's going to build muscle. Only thing you do in the gym is tearing down muscle tissue. And then your nutrition, your diet is what's going to help you build it back up. Okay? Because just going to the gym, lifting heavy won't, quote unquote, build new muscle. It's the catalyst for building muscle. Now, as far as the Garden of Life raw meal, the protein, stuff like that, I'm a big believer in food. If you talk to me, look at my dieting, look at my training, I'm a huge believer in food first. I'm not really big on the supplements, because supplements, just like, because it's an unregulated field, so I don't really trust, but what you can do, but like Garden of Life, very good company. Another Vega, VEGA, another very good company. They make very good plant-based protein sources. So the fact that they're good companies, you can kind of trust the ingredients and trust what's in it. But as far as what you're saying, if you're just trying to really lean out, just make sure you get good quality protein in you, wherever that's from, if that's a plant-based protein source. And I mean from stuff like beans, quinoa, lentils, stuff like that. Just make sure you're getting good, clean food that way. Make sure your fiber content is through the roof. Like, eat a lot of fruits and vegetables to make sure your digestive tract is on point. Because a lot of weight and a lot of, when we start to hold on so many calories in our gut, then your body starts to seep and start to use that, and you start to gain weight that way. So if you keep your diet very clean, some very clean proteins, plant-based proteins, you'll be fine. Especially with the Muay Thai you're doing, you say you do a lot of cardio, so you can actually afford to, eat more, plant-based protein, like in its natural source, as opposed to the shakes and everything.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that, LJ.
Oh, no problem, man.
All right, well, thank you so much for calling, Quentin. What did you want to say before I hang up on your incredibly well
I know, right?
physiqued, I can whoop your ass. What else is
No, sir. Hey, LJ, last thing, man. I know you said you like to wear your leather jackets and your Jordans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. I'm just saying, like, we wear like Android Ohms over here, so we kind of pass Jordan.
He put you on the spot.
Wear what?
Android. Thank you so much for that, Quentin. Android Ohm. Shout out to my boy that owns the company. Android Ohm.
Oh.
He's a black designer.
Okay.
And when I tell you, he makes the flyest high-end shoes.
Okay, it's
now,
on.
Here's my problem with veganism,
Uh-huh.
with saying the word vegan.
Mm-hmm.
Is, like you said, veganism is
Right.
a way of life
Correct.
that, to me, has certain luxuries that white people enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
As in, when you say meat is murder, yeah, you see them go, meat is murder, and they throw ink on somebody's mink coat.
Yes.
Here's the problem I have with that.
Okay.
In the circles I run in the circles
Uh-huh.
I used to run in, the goons, the niggas I know in Chicago,
Oh yeah.
think about who wear mink coats.
Uh-huh. I know. Yeah.
You finna run up on some pimp talking about meat is murder?
Yeah.
No, nigga, this is murder.
I know.
So no, I don't take it that far.
That's right. Look at everybody with a dirty mink coat. You know.
Right.
None of them were on the south side of Chicago.
No, I'm on the south side. All right, we about to take a break. When we come back, we are going to dig into vegan misconceptions. I want y'all to call in 323-879-4445. If you have any questions, now is the time to ask them. You hear me always talking shit about veganism. We got a pro bodybuilder right here. So fuck your excuses. Call. We about to really get into it. We'll be back in about 2-3 minutes.
Race war, poison water, cataclysmic weather, North Korea, zombie apocalypse, the people who control Trump, the people who sit idly by and wait for whatever's next, with wonder of whether that will be it. Then, take a pull. Hold it. Summon all the love you can and blow powerful positive energy forward into your universe. Then, nigga, regardless to whether the trees bear strange fruit or whether Mother Earth buckles under the weight of this century-long expansionist disrespect, or whether finally, after all her warnings, she pins her hair back, greases her face with the oil he spilled, and decides that it's kill or be killed. Or whether Kim scorches the sky, or whether all mankind takes black people's place in first for the Walking Dead, or whether the real decision makers decide we should all be even more regulated into cages, or whether we all just let it happen. Then, nigga, you will be fine. Damn, this sour Louie is fine.
All right, y'all. We are back. It is the Inappropriate Hour with Geoff Brown today. The subject, veganism, the bullshit about cows.
I love that.
Thank you, sir. With me today, my guest, my man, my dude, Mr. LJ Jennings, who is a vegan bodybuilder. So if you are a staunch meat eater, pretty please with sugar on top, call in so you can try to run that bovine feces by us. Right? 323-879-4445. Yeah, let's hit some callers. Caller, welcome to the Inappropriate Hour with Geoff Brown and LJ Jennings. What is on your mind? Is that same goddamn caller? Is that the same? Son of a bitch. Every time you touch that particular button, we get nothing. Yeah, let's try this other side. Who this? And now ain't nobody. Okay, good. Then fuck it. Fuck all y'all. We just talk about shit we want to talk about.
There you go.
I am, like I was talking about on the break. I'm prior service Marine. I used to box. I was in the martial arts. So I know good and hell well how to get in shape.
Right.
What I think are the two hurdles for me is, one, I'm 52.
Mm-hmm.
And two, I am trying to get back in shape without a protein powder, without eating this used to be my get down. Tuna and water.
Right.
Give me tuna and water. I'll go, okay, I'm going to go get 30 cans of tuna.
Right.
And I'm going to eat nothing but tuna, water, and a couple veggies, and that's it. And then I'm going to rip down. And I know that road.
Yes.
I don't know the vegan road, and it's far more important and far more appealing to me. What's up?
Okay, it's funny. That was the cans of tuna. Mine egg whites. It was like
It was egg whites.
I can do 4 or 5 dozen egg whites. It was egg whites and broccoli and water was my.
Right.
If I needed to do something, because I had a photo shoot back in the day, you had 2 weeks to get ready. Had to drop like 20, 25 pounds. So I know. As far as the whole plant-based bodybuilding, that's what made bodybuilding fun for me when I went back to it. I said, oh, how can I? Because every bodybuilder knows about carb loading and carb depleting.
Right.
If you're on a plant-based diet, your diet's 100% carbs.
Right.
Boom. There you go. Your whole diet is carbohydrates. Yes. Everything is a carb. And I love when I tell people what I'm eating. They say, how'd you lose weight? How'd you get so ripped for your content? I said, well, I ate this, and this. Yeah, but those are carbs. I'm like, and? Because I'm not the idiot that think carbs make you fat. No. Carbs don't make you fat.
Eating carbs and sitting on your ass
yeah,
makes
exactly. You fat. So at the end of the day, God, I hate saying that. I said I wasn't gonna say that. I hate when people say at the end of the day.
I'm so tired of that.
Oh my God. But the reason I say at the end of the day, because when you look at your
I'll give you this.
Caloric, huh?
I'll give you this one.
What?
I usually say at the end of this sentence.
Okay, at the end of this sentence.
At the end of this sentence.
But what I wanted to say, when you talk about your daily caloric intake, that's why I was saying the end of the day. But I hate the way it sounds. But if you look at your daily caloric intake, it all comes down to burn more calories than you put in. Yeah, exactly. Boom. That's not going to change. The thing with the whole plant-based diet, now what you want to do is get your less starchier carbs, your less refined. Well, I don't do refined carbohydrates. I don't do, like I said, my whole thing is like, if I can't go out and get it in nature, it's not going in my body. Period.
Wow. Okay.
Period. You know what I mean?
So French fries is out.
No, actually, you go get your potato, cut it up. That's fine. But like, unless there's a bagel bush in your backyard, you know what I mean? You can go out, grab a potato, cut it in the shape of fries, and put it in some vegetable oil and cook it up, and
bada bing, you're good.
But just know the vegetable oil is going to add so many more calories and so much more fat to that potato.
Now what about we don't use vegetable oil.
Okay.
We use avocado oil.
Right. As do I.
Grapeseed oil.
Yeah, I do too.
Those are my two basic staple oils.
Okay. Yeah. Great.
Not to worry, as long as you really get your ass up and work out.
Right, unless you're drinking the oil, just to make you're fine, Yeah, so you're fine. But like I said, as far as leaning out, if you get away from the starch of your carbs, go to more fibrous carbs. Of course, your more vegetables, your broccolis, your cauliflowers, your asparagus, stuff like that. But then also the grains, which are really popping up now. The stuff like quinoa. Because it's a grain, so you don't have the spike in insulin as you do with a carbohydrate with a grain. But then it's also a great protein source.
Okay, explain the insulin spike and what it is and why it's not good.
Okay, here we go. When people talk about the whole carbs make you fat, here's what's happening. Nice little exercise phys class right here, 101. Boom. Here's what's happening. When you eat, there are basically two ways to have energy. There's kinetic energy, potential energy. You think about it like that. Carbohydrates and fat. Let's do it like that. So when you talk about a carbohydrate, that's usable energy you want to use right now. So you eat your carbs, your body says, hey, let's burn this, or whatever you're doing your Muay Thai, you're doing your jump rope. So with the carbohydrate, your body wants to use that energy right now. It wants to use it, all kinetic, boom. But what happens is, if you don't burn all those calories right now doing whatever activity you're doing, your body said, okay, let's store this energy for later. So let's take this kinetic energy, let's make it potential energy that we can use later. Problem is, in the American diet,
later never comes.
It never comes because people just keep putting in this potential energy. So basically what you do, so now what your body wants to do to store this energy, your pancreas releases insulin, so that now we can take all of this carbohydrates and let's store it. And let's store it so that we can use it later. And that's what the spike insulin level, because it basically sends a message to your body, okay, store all this energy for later. So that's what happens. So you get that spike in that insulin level. So now your body's storing energy, i.e. fat. So now your body starts storing fat. That's where the whole carbohydrates turn into fat thing. But this can happen with any excess calorie. You go around eating too much fried chicken. You can be on all fried chicken, not touch a carb, and gain some weight. So that's what happens. But then there are lower glycemic, basically lower sugar count foods, like your quinoa, that you don't get that, because when you eat it, you never get that signal, that insulin spike, to tell your body start storing some of these carbohydrates. You know what I mean? So that's basic. That was a very rudimentary definition of how insulin stores fat.
Or insulin.
I'll say energy, but
Insulin's role in storing fat.
yes, exactly.
Okay, so what does a day of eating look like when you're training versus when you're not?
Okay, right now, as a plant-based athlete, the food really doesn't change. It's really the amount. It's really the calorie. It's really just the calorie intake.
Wow.
It's really the calorie intake because, as I stated, back when I was eating animal, there was a carb loading, carb depletion phase.
Right.
But now, because, like I said, my diet is technically all carbs, I can't really have a carb depletion. Only thing I would do is just change the type of carbs I eat. Just kind of like what I just said right now. So off season, I'll do more starchy carbs. I'll have more sweet potatoes, more white potatoes, more rices, more beans. And then come competition time, I'll cut back on those. So I'll have more quinoa, more broccoli, more fibrous carbohydrates, more kale, things of that nature. So that's really just a shift of my fibrous carb to starchy carb makeup is the only thing that really changes. And I drop my calories considerably.
Now, this is something that I have found to be amazing and perfectly true, is that I used to, as I was getting older, and I knew better. That was the other thing. Just on some spiritual shit. I believe God's grace runs right up to the edge of your ignorance. God does not give you a pass on shit you already know.
Okay.
You already know. We good and grown.
Right.
If we get our dumb monkey asses up from here and decide tonight to go street racing, we probably ain't gonna make it.
Right.
Okay, your young ass, God gave you a pass. Us old bastards. We know that.
Right.
So I knew better than what I was eating.
Okay.
But I got to a point where I said, okay, it's time out for this bullshit. I'm getting older. I'm gonna eat right. I'm gonna I can't have the food like I used to have. And as I was getting older, acid reflux was getting me. Like I lay down and man, it was like wait till he falls asleep, asleep. Because he want to get some of this shit in his lungs. He want to breathe some of this shit he ain't supposed to be tasting. Oh my God, I wake up, I'm fucked up. And I love spicy food. I habaneros.
Oh, me too.
Serranos. I'm all over that shit. What I learned when I was vegan is like, I used to have to time when I'm gonna eat spicy food. Bruh, you can't eat spicy food after 11 o'clock, which is hell for, we're comics.
Right.
3 in the morning is 3 in the afternoon for me. I'm up.
Right.
Now that I don't eat any meat, the spice, I can eat hot food and lay right down and go to sleep. I can eat hot-ass Indian food, like, in the word, shout out to Jamie Foxx's Coach Dude 30. I'm gonna run through you like a plate of hot Indian food. Yeah, I can eat whatever I want to eat, lay down, no problem, because my stomach acids are not breaking down an animal protein.
Right.
They're breaking a veggie down.
Right.
So it's gone. It's out of my stomach.
Yep.
What differences did you see from meat to here?
Okay, like I said, that was it. Like I said, the good and bad part about animal protein, if you will, the fact that it is harder to break down was a blessing and a curse. Blessing and a curse, because the curse is, just like you said, if your body's not ready, if your body's not right, if your digestive system isn't acting right, you get acid reflux like that. But because it's so hard to break down animal protein, it increases your metabolism. This is why it's easy to lose weight and, get leaner on protein, because anytime you increase your metabolism, you're burning more calories.
You turn the furnace up.
Yeah, so it takes a lot more calories, a lot more energy to burn, to break down that steak. But then, like you said, as the older you get, after a while, your body said, okay, look.
Quit your bullshit.
Yeah, we told you in your 30s that it was going to be rough. Now you're in your 40s. it's even harder to break this down now. You know, we don't even want to work that hard anymore, man. So take this back up into your throat.
Right.
And that's kinda,
Wow.
yeah, and that's basically what. And then you also have to think with such bad quality food nowadays.
Yes.
You know, your body, a lot of stuff, your body will say, okay, yeah, I heard there was a protein in here somewhere. I can't find it with all these chemicals.
Well, that's the trip, man. Yeah, in a second, I'm gonna start taking these phone calls. One of the arguments that I hear all the time was Big Mama ate soul food and lived to be 95. Well, one, Big Mama, that's like saying Big Mama hit the lottery, so that's how I'm gonna live my life.
Right.
Two, Big Mama's steak and eggs is not your steak and eggs. They was not injecting Big Mama's cows with the bullshit that they inject your cows with. I've often said, if there was a way that we could time capsule what a steak, some scrambled eggs, some hash browns, some sourdough toast, and some orange juice, what that tasted like in 1955 is nowhere near what it tastes like today. It's not, because it's not the same shit. Yo, we got some phone calls. Welcome to the Inappropriate Hour with Geoff Brown. You are on with myself and LJ Jennings. What the hell is on your mind? You know what I think it is? I think some motherfucker just calling here and breathing on that 70s pervert shit. And fuck your hole. Give me somebody else. Hey, who is this? This is Geoff Brown. You on the Inappropriate Hour. You better have something to say too.
Oh, what's good, Geoff? Can you hear me?
Yes, who is this?
This is Gumby from Texas.
Gumby, what's cracking, brother?
Nothing much. Hey, Geoff, I just want to ask, like, what specific vegan diet are you on?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
So you don't want to ask the dude that look good. You didn't ask the horrible-looking dude what he... Okay.
Horrible. You look great.
Yeah, he does. I know,
look all right. I look all right. I'm trying to look like, okay, give me 6 months. Yes, in 6 months, I'm going to have LJ back on the show.
All right.
And hopefully we're going to be the Hulk and Spider-Man sitting here.
Okay.
As opposed to the Hulk and J. Jonah Jameson. Okay?
Nah, the only reason why... only reason why I asked is because I'm so-called vegan. I'm not really vegan.
Right.
I'm on the Dr. Sebi diet.
Okay.
I talked to his grandson. Huh?
Okay.
Yeah. So I talked to his grandson, and they say they don't even like the word vegan. They don't even subscribe to the vegan.
Okay, yes, we covered
veganism.
We covered that a little earlier.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna repeat that.
Okay, I'm late.
And then
I'm
no
late.
No worries. LJ was talking about how veganism is more of a spiritual lifestyle in that it's about the animals and what is happening to, which is cruel. But I don't give a fuck about the animals enough to not wear a calfskin leather coat. I'm gonna rock me some leather coats, some leather shoes. You know, I really don't. I really don't. So if there are any PETA people listening, yeah, it is bad for the animals. But goddamn it, we at the top of the food chain for a reason. The diet I am on, I like to say I am a conscious plant-based eater and a struggling vegan vegetarian. I struggle with it as in over the holidays, I had some macaroni and cheese, which I know I didn't have no fucking business with. So I'm getting rid of that. I'm gonna start my bentonite clay this weekend. But for me, in a normal day, I'll tell you, like this morning, I had steel cut oats with raisins, and I took my vitamins, and it had some cinnamon and some almond milk in it. More than likely, what I will eat for dinner last night. I'll tell you what I had for dinner last night. Me and my wife. I stir fried in avocado oil some spinach, onions, tomatoes, mushrooms, and I had some veggie-based pasta. And then on the side, what I made for my wife, because she wanted a burrito. So I had beans, brown rice, and guacamole. I make a monster-ass guacamole. And some guacamole with about the only thing I couldn't find, and you got to go and actively seek out, is spelt tortillas, spelt flour tortillas. So I just had the regular tortillas that the Mexicans eat, that you get 200 of them for $3. I had those, and I had some tea, and some weed. I'm on a lot of weed. Weed is a big part of my diet.
What are you trying to look like?
Who, me?
What do you want to be? Like,
what do I want to?
Yeah.
Honestly, I want to look like this, where in a button-down shirt, you can't tell. I got my jawline is nice, but if I got on a T-shirt, I look like I'm bragging. I want to wear a T-shirt. I want to look like Spider-Man. That's what I want to look like, to be honest with you. Like Bruce Lee, but I tell you exactly, and this leads me into what I want to talk to you about. Okay. I tell you exactly who I'd like to look like. Go on YouTube, and I'm going to get this dude as a guest on the show as well. Frank Madrano. Have you seen Frank Madrano? Oh, my God. Frank Madrano is ridiculous, dude. He's ridiculous. He's got to be about like negative 0.4% body fat, and his workout, it almost looks like CG. It looks like some kind of camera trick is going on with the way this dude can contort his body on a pull-up bar. So yeah, that's kind of my look. I don't want to be. I'm only 5'8", so I don't look like LJ does with a lot. If I pack on as much weight as LJ, it'll look like a really good-looking, in-shape dude is sitting next to some motherfucker that had a few of his vertebrae removed. I look like a frog if I get too big.
That's just my question with LJ. Like, I never weight trained before, and I'm just wondering, because I've been on this for about over a year. Okay. I've always ran, did push-ups and sit-ups, but if you weight train, like, what happens to your muscles? Like, are they getting bigger, like, more noticeably than you were on a meat diet before you switched,
I always say this. No one's going into the gym and accidentally building muscle. That's just not happening. You can't do it. It's like, I love when I don't want to get too big. Trust me. If you don't want to, it won't happen. There are guys in the gym trying to gain muscle, and we're happy with a 1 pound gain. Like, oh, I'm up 5 pounds. I'm happy. It is hard to actually build muscle. It is hard. What happens is when people start working out, they start eating more because your appetite increases. So then they get on the scale and gain 15 pounds. You may have gained a half a pound of muscle if you're lucky.
Because you got to stay ahead of catabolism.
Yeah, it is hard to build muscle. That being said, when you work out, and like Frank Madrano, he's one of the bar stars. If you Google, like go to YouTube, hit bar stars.
Bar stars.
They're incredible. That's what I said. Woo!
Dudes in Brooklyn, all of them. Shout out to the bar stars, man.
Oh my God. But yeah, it's just like, and I know a lot of these cats, there are guys out there, but their workouts are so high intensity, such, the calisthenics that they do. And a lot of these guys are eating 4,000 or 5,000 calories a day.
And just burning it up.
They're burning it off, and so as far as going to the gym is like me trying to build muscle because I'm competing again. I'm trying to build muscle, so my whole diet, my whole workout, my whole thought process, 24 hours a day, I'm thinking about building muscle. You don't just, say, oh, I'm at the gym for an hour and a half, let me think about building muscle now, and then the other 23 hours, you're not. You know what I mean? So whatever your goals are, just, define them and just go at it like that,
Okay, because I just noticed with my diet, I was on the strict Sabi diet. I call that shit the human diet. I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Right.
I call that shit human. But I noticed, like, I only worked out once a day. It was only Sunday. I would just run and then do some push-ups and regular sit-ups.
You mean once a week?
I'm talking about just once a week. Not once a month. I'm sorry, once a week. And I noticed, like, maybe 3 weeks in, I take off my shirt because I usually keep my shirt on. I don't really even look at myself in the shower or, in the mirror, really.
Right.
But I take off my shirt and I'm fucking cock swole, but, like, I haven't really done any real workout.
How old are you?
Burn out on my push-ups and sit-ups, and that's it.
How old are you, Gumby?
I'm 28.
Oh, you young son of a bitch, you. That's why you get the man. Look here, Gumby. I don't care what nobody tells you, okay? And I love you, White King Cole, but this is the truth. You are a superior genetic human specimen, okay? You can't get around it. That's why you run faster, jump higher. That shit is not by mistake. You have to treat this temple you have been given with the respect that it sounds like you're doing. And I am so with you with Dr. Me and the missus are strict on Dr. Sabi with burros and electric
that
foods.
Shit works. It works. I had syphilis, and that shit cured me.
Wow.
I wasn't really being careful with my body. I did that shit on purpose. I got sick on purpose.
Wait a minute. Back up. Gumby, slow down. Huh? You telling me that you... Okay, first off, let's explore how you get syphilis on purpose. Is that like a Craigslist thing where I need you to call this number if you got the syphilis?
If you got syphilis and a couch, what the
right,
hell?
Yeah, how did you get syphilis
free syphilis with couch? What the hell did you do?
Well, I didn't know exactly what the fuck I was gonna get, but this how it happened. Like right when Dr. Sabi died in September or maybe the month before.
Yeah.
And I started in September and shit. I said, okay, this shit is working. I'm feeling good. In October, I'm like, all right, let's go see if this shit works because nobody in my family believed me. They thought I was in some kind of cult. Then I go out, I found an ad on Craigslist. My wife wants to bang, so I'm like, yeah, bullshit. It's a gangbang. So I go up to the place. It's a gangbang. So I fuck with no rubber. Nobody else had rubbers. All right, so I'm waiting my time. I go get tested, and I have syphilis. And maybe 2 or 3 months later, and I was already on the sex diet. All I had to do was just take the teas. But
this
the regular
is truly an
food
independent study.
Slowed down the process of the pain of having syphilis. But actually taking those teas, that nip that shit right in the bud in a few weeks.
Okay, now when you say the pain, this is a very the show, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, we were on the Inappropriate Hour with Geoff Brown. I was talking to my good friend LJ Jennings about veganism and vegan bodybuilding. But fuck all that. We are now talking about how you go out and get syphilis on purpose to prove your family wrong. I have never heard of no shit like this. This is brilliant, sir. So the pain. I hope. What you got to do with the next 10, 15 minutes, Gumby? Yes, whoever you are on hold, unless you got some shit that's on the level of getting syphilis on purpose, you can go on about the rest of your fucking day. Because I'm going to be talking to Gumby for a good little bit now. You got syphilis on purpose? I ain't never heard no shit like this. Okay? So what is the pain around syphilis? Because I ain't never had nothing like that. I done lucked out because I was a hoish little bastard. But that's actually my only I've done a little personal research with regard to the HIV virus. I'm telling you, nobody is more whorish than stand-up comedians. We are whores. Rock stars get better pussy. I think stand-ups get more. Because holy mother of God, it's always somebody wanting to fuck you after a show. If you had a good show, that's how I can tell. I used to tell on the road, how good was my show? How many women are willing to give me some pussy? That's it. That's the truth. That's just the truth. But I know a bunch of cats like that. Mm-hmm. I know a bunch of dudes like me that some of them got the clap, some of them got herpes, some of them that I ain't gonna call nobody out, but none of them got the HIV virus because all of us, to my knowledge, are straight. But that's a whole nother show. I'm just asking you, what is the pain of syphilis? Yeah.
The pain of syphilis, it feels like when you first notice the signs, you get like a rash. You get like a rash feeling, but the rash never shows up. You start getting cold sweats. And like I said earlier, I was already on the Sabi diet like a month before I actually did the sexual act back in October. And usually when you have syphilis, you'll know it in 2 weeks. It don't matter who you are. But I was on the diet. It took me 2 weeks to even notice I was sick.
Wow.
Not 2 weeks, but 2 months. It took me until December when I noticed that, oh, shit, I'm sick because I woke up tired. Even when you're on a vegan diet, you wake up full of fucking energy.
Right.
But this is how I knew I was sick. I just woke up, and I was like, damn, why am I drowsy? Oh, shit, it's cold outside, but it's not really cold outside. I'm cold, but, it's not really cold. oh shit, my skin feel like it's burning. That's what syphilis is. And the thing is about it, if you wait a year, and I don't even have health insurance, but if you wait a year without getting medical assistance, you experience organ failure. You go into stage 2 of having syphilis.
Right.
It's worse and worse. So, shit, I mean, I was already on a diet, and what I was bullshitting on was doing the research on the Dr. Sebi PDF file. They got the food list.
Yeah.
That's the part I was bullshitting on because I was not getting those T's. And the T's, that's the killer right there. That'll kick disease's ass right there.
The herbal teas?
I'm doing the diet. If you do the teas, you good.
Okay, which teas, man? Call them out. Call them out.
See, that's the thing, man. It's so much bladderwhack. You got dandelion.
Oh, yeah.
Burdock root. You got
burdock
root.
Yes, sir.
All this stuff you can buy on it's something out there in California, Monterey Bay or something.com. That's where I got all my shit from.
Oh, MontereyBay.com? Okay. I'm going to look into that because I go to Monterey all the time, and that is my next move. Well, Gumby, thank you, man. Thank you so much. I mean, thank you for your thank you for the bravery in your personal research because I ain't never went into a sexual encounter hoping, bitch, look here, you better give me something. Okay. You too clean. You know any dirty bitches? Because I'm trying. Okay. I need my dick to look like a foot in a week. That's wow.
Hey, check this out. Hey, well, what I did, it helped my mom. She had MS, and I'm helping her through her MS.
How's that going? How's that going? How's that going? Yeah.
Well, she's only been on it for the first week. If you watch like What the Hell, people get better in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, with my mom, she hasn't been taking any of the teas yet. She's just now getting into it.
Okay.
So now we got to research and see what we got to buy and have her eat and stuff for her certain illness. But it's helping her out.
Well, thank you, man.
It's really helping her out.
I'm glad to hear that. Do me a favor. Call back, Gumby. I want to chart your syphilitic process. I want to chart what's going on with your mama. I want you to checking in with us with Dr. Sebi because I don't know if you know this, but a few years ago, Zoe had Dr. Sebi on our show before he passed away because that would be some zombie type shit to have him on the show after he died. But Zoe had him on the show, and man, you talk about kicking the facts, bruh. He definitely was. I thank you so much for the call. We got another one? Oh, that's okay, man. Dude, that's some dedication for your monkey ass right there.
I was just about to say, he proved how good a diet is. Before the syphilis thing, we were just talking about working out once a week. I got jacked. I'm like, yeah, so you proven, what we try to tell people, it's mostly diet. If your diet's tight, that would dictate how much and how hard you have to work out. If you get that diet right, and he threw syphilis in there, man. I was like, hey, I need to go take a shower.
And he threw syphilis on purpose.
I know.
In there, okay? That's never been a goal.
No.
Yeah, Geoff, your diet ain't healthy. Oh yeah. Well, watch this. I'm gonna go fuck this broad that got something, and the food I'm eating gonna get rid of it. No, Gumby, man, you have the courage of a fucking lion.
I waited my turn. That was my face. So I was just waiting my turn. Whatever. I'm like, what?
Oh, did he say he was waiting his turn?
Yeah, he's waiting his turn. Did you?
Oh yeah.
He said, I didn't wear no rubber. No one else wore rubber. I was sat there. I waited my turn. I was like,
wow. I'll tell you something else, dude. Like I'm about to overshare, but I don't know if y'all know what a Greek headlock is, but that's where you put you have a girl. I'm about to go over into pornography. You have a girl sit on your lap, and then you put your hands, your arms between her legs, and then around her shoulders like this, and she sits on your lap, and anally you start pile driving her. That's called a Greek headlock.
Oh, we just called that Thursday in my house.
Well, here's my problem with it. Okay, you ever see the pornos where it's like two dudes on a chick? Which, ladies, that's not a menage a trois. A menage a trois is two women and one man.
Thank you.
Two dudes and one girl is a fucking train. Okay, so let's get that shit out of the way. where the dude and the girl, this one girl is two dudes, but what they doing to her, they dicks got to touch. I'm like, dude, I can't do. I had a friend of mine who shall remain nameless that he and I, way back in the day, had a threesome with this girl. And I said, look here, you know I love you, bruh. You know I love you. You my man. But we gonna move counterclockwise around this broad, okay? Ain't gonna be no, if you touch me, we gonna start fighting. don't touch me. So that kind of precluded me from the whole orgy. That don't, and if that's your thing out there, I ain't saying nothing. I ain't, handle your business, do your thing, get your freak on. I'm just blown away and trying to get back on the topic after a nigga call here and say, hey, man, look here. I put this shit to the test. With your dick, you put it to the test? You don't have any other limbs? You couldn't, let me get athlete's foot.
No, man, why can't it just be, look, I could bench press this today. I'm going to try this diet. Let's see how much I bench press into. How about that? It's like, God. No rashes, no burnings.
What? What if it didn't work, Gumby?
No awkward stares at the guy who goes right before you and right
Gumby,
after you.
Gumby, I need you to go look at the little rubber figure Gumby. That little rubber figure Gumby is green with a crooked head and no dick. You keep fucking around, Gumby. All right? You knock that shit off. Yeah. Let's just work on the syphilis and get your mama straight. And let us know about that.
Yeah,
I don't need you doing any more clinical research using your body. Okay, David Banner, and I'm sorry I'm off on this tangent, but David Banner, the Hulk, he used his own body for clinical research and became the Hulk. Mm-hmm. What are you gonna be? You syphilis man? What are you? Right. What is you doing? Okay, all right. I'm back. That's
Don't make me horny.
Mind.
You wouldn't like me when I'm horny.
Oh, that's hilarious! Oh my God! I forgot I'm in here with another comment. Don't make me horny.
You wouldn't like me when I'm
horny. Bitch, I got something extra for your ass. Syphilis was your super. You know what? That's a dope ass superhero though. Yeah. Somebody robbing the bank and you roll in. I'm syphilis man. Okay.
I bet he's got a mink coat.
Drop the money if y'all don't want y'all dicks to fall off.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Woo. Yeah, I can't do it, man. I can't do it. But anyway. Are you familiar with Dr. Sebi?
Yes.
Now, and he speaks of electric foods. Mm-hmm. There are people who speak of. There's another lady who owns. Oh yeah, I know my wife is listening, baby. The lady that owns the vegan restaurant in Inglewood. I don't want to jack her name up. I think it's Chef Gabette. I think that's it. I probably been messing up. She gonna be on the show soon. Stay tuned, y'all. I'm definitely gonna have her on the show. She's a sister. She's in her 60s and looks like she's in her 20s. Oh my God, she's in incredible shape, and she owns this restaurant and promotes healthy living. But she talks about raw food.
Yes.
Now, what is your experience with raw food?
I was gonna say this about when you're talking about Dr. Sebi, this raw, because I was actually a raw vegan for like the first 2-3 months of my whole, going into plant-based. Oh, it was great. It was great because it was. I'm a cold turkey type of guy. It's like, okay, it's like today I'm eating meat, tomorrow I'm going vegan. Let's do it. Get rid of everything. Bring everything. Yeah, you know what I mean? So I was raw vegan first because I wanted to do that. But the way I feel about if you look at every diet, eating lifestyle, whatever, all the best ones are going to have you eating whole natural foods. You know what I mean? Whole natural foods. You know, it's like I'm all about the plant-based, and I'm all about, like I said, I think raw is great. It was just, after a while, it's like it's more variety. I just needed more variety, and and with the with the vegan stuff for the carbs that I cook.
Yeah. So next time you think of going raw, Gumby, I want you that this is the way you go raw, not that.
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't get syphilis from going raw this way.
You don't go raw by like next,
Right. Yeah.
I'm next.
Yeah, I'm finna run a train on this spinach. That's what you need. Okay. Now, did you with recovery time? Recovery time gains Are those on a different chart when you go vegan as opposed to eating meat?
For me, they seem, yes. I really believe and I'll say this now too, because now that I am, in my 50th year on this planet,
Congratulations.
so, and it's so funny. It was like, because as you get older, recovery process should take longer. So I don't know if it's because of my awesome shape, awesome physical specimen that I am, or this vegan plant-based lifestyle. But I really believe the plant-based lifestyle has made my recovery from my workouts a lot quicker, a lot better. It really has. It really has.
Now
Yeah.
here's some ghetto theory on that. Is I think one of the reasons you recover faster is because your body is spending a lot less time breaking down what you eat.
That's exactly what's happening. Yeah.
Wow.
This is exactly what's happening. You know, just like we talked about, when you eat meat, your body, like I said, a lot of the body's work was for actually breaking down a steak.
Right.
Let's break down this steak, then we'll get to, because you got to remember, every cell it's a union. It's all union. It's like we got to get some of this work done. Some has priority. So if you're trying to empty your gut by digesting, processing, breaking down this steak, you don't have time to do everything else has to wait.
Right.
With this vegan lifestyle, it is breaking it down. Say, oh, okay, cool. Let's use this protein. Let's send it out there to get where it is. It's a lot easier to break down. A lot easier to get the protein molecules to where they belong.
Right.
Boom.
Well,
my recovery's faster.
I have a confession to make. I am good off it, and I'm gonna tell you. I said this a little earlier. I would take some barbecued chicken wings over a porterhouse steak. If they were done right back in the day.
Okay. Right.
Me and my son went to the movies this weekend. This weekend it just passed. And I'm sorry, Dave & Buster's. We went to Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
We having a ball, dude, because none of us really grow up past 12.
Right.
You don't really. You're just a bunch of. I'm 12, but I can drive. I have a driver's license in a car.
Right.
Okay. Me and my son have a ball. We coming out of Dave & Buster's, and nothing is open. In the food court where it's at. Panda Express was open. Now, usually when I go in there, I'm a chow mein, eggplant tofu, scratch the tofu.
Right.
I'm good. That's what I'm gonna eat. They didn't have eggplant tofu.
Okay.
They had black pepper chicken, orange chicken.
Right.
And I share custody with my ex, who is not vegan. So my kids know when you go to daddy house, it's a wrap. You finna eat what daddy eat.
Right.
But because I cook pretty good, and I'm a beast with some jackfruit.
Yeah.
I'm a beast with jackfruit, bro.
Yeah.
So I go, what the hell? All right, man. Daddy, can I please have some orange chicken? All right, you gonna have some orange chicken. I'm gonna have some black pepper chicken. I ain't gonna have much of it. I'm just gonna have a little cup of it. So I sit there and I ate the noodles. I ate that black pepper chicken. LJ, when I tell you, for the next 2 days, dude, I was back to the cheesesteak stuck. My body was like, what the fuck do you think you doing?
Yeah.
You cannot. Once you get away from it, you can't just go back over there on it. You can't. Oh, we got a call. Welcome to the Inappropriate Hour with Geoff Brown. You are on with me and LJ Jennings. What is on your mind, you horrible fucking meat eater, you?
Hey, what's happening? This is Big Richie Rich, Pasadena's finest. You feel what I'm talking
Richie
about?
Rich, what's cracking, bruh?
Yeah. Hey, I just wanted to say this. Has it been proven for people that, go to the NFL or military personnel that take on a vegan diet, most of the time it isn't acceptable because of the stressful conditions of the body. It's too laborious. A few NFL athletes have tried it, but they have been unsuccessful. And I've heard military personnel, such as Black Ops or that are really in combat missions, have to have a complex protein such as chicken, steak, or fish.
Okay. And again, my response to that, and feel free to chime in as well, AJ. My response to that, Rich, is here. Being a prior service Marine, I can tell you that in battle situations, behind the lines, you do not have the access to properly give yourself the nutrients that you need in a combat situation. So, yes, I can imagine because of where you are, it's going to be a lot easier to get a hold of a piece of chicken or a piece of steak. In war times, how many vegetables are there? You know, it's not like, we're going to kill you and eat your babies, but first I'm going to have some cauliflower.
Yeah.
So there's probably not that. Now, with the NFL, with cats in the NFL, I don't know which cats you're discussing. The dude that took this upon himself, how long ago was this? Was this the thinking of 15, 20, 25 years ago? What nutritionists was he working with? You're gonna have to look at all of that, because it's very easy to dismiss and take this as, how old are you, brother?
I'm 32.
32, yes, sir. I'm a little bit ahead of you. It is very easy to take a simplex no about a complex problem.
Right.
Easy to take oh yeah, man. How can we put it? The electric car doesn't work. So fuck it. Gas cars work because we know how gas cars work. So because we know how gas cars work and we have not gotten to the technology to make an efficient electric cars ain't shit. Enter Elon Musk, the owner of Tesla.
Right.
Tesla's is a beast, bruh. I hate new cars, and that's the only new car I want is a Tesla. I will have a Tesla car and a Tesla truck before they put my monkey ass in an urn. I will have those. But 25 years ago, there's a video that you can watch. It's called "Who Killed the Electric Car?"
Right.
GM was
that documentary.
Yes, sir.
I'm not trying to cut you off, Geoff.
Yes, sir. Come on.
The running back for not the Tennessee Titans, the Houston Texans.
Yes.
He's not playing anymore, but he publicly started going vegan, and that's when he started having injuries. I'm just going from the NFL perspective, because I have friends that play in the NFL right now. They tell me that they need a complex protein because they're constantly, it's cardio, it's running, you got to be strong, you got to be fast. Just to eat pure vegetables, you have to like eat a ton of kale and all that, and it's just not feasible.
Right.
Okay, let me say two things. One, first of all, military, when you start talking special ops and stuff like that, Geoff knows this more than me because I was in the Air Force.
Okay.
We didn't really deploy.
God.
Exactly. But if you look at the makeup of an MRE, it's more caloric. They were very very high in calories because they needed the high in calories. You were not trying to eat, low calorie diet. So that's what that was. And when you're talking about the stress of athletes, because I know vegan bodybuilders, vegan powerlifters, a couple of vegan NFL. But if you notice, and I'm going to tell you this, injuries in the NFL have gone up. It has nothing to do with, if you look at injuries, we talk about in the 50s and 60s and stuff like that. One, guys are running faster.
Yes.
Plus, guys are getting a lot stronger. They're building so much muscle now.
Yeah.
Ligaments are not. Remember, ligaments and tendons don't have a blood supply. Even though these muscles are getting bigger, your ligaments and joints, that's why everybody has, there are guys coming down. There was one guy jumped up celebrating, came down towards ACL. Wasn't even playing because, and that's what, so go ahead.
And I'm not trying to interject. I'm just saying
No.
And this is just my question to you. You cannot show me a dominant NBA player or a dominant NFL player that is a vegan. It's
You're right.
Not out there yet.
You're right.
Not to say that it can't happen.
Right.
But there are no dominant NFL players or NBA
Well,
players.
let me say this.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, every dominant NFL or NBA player is black from the South. So, first of all, it's illegal in the South to be vegan. You know what I mean?
The doors of the church is open.
It's not because it's not like they're out there going to get the best chicken. Michael Jordan, I'm from Chicago. I knew Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was a McDonald's eating mofo. The best basketball, but he wasn't great because he ate McDonald's. He was great in spite of eating McDonald's. Trump is on the same diet. Trump can't dunk. That has nothing to do with it. If Michael was a vegan, Michael probably would have taken off from half court, not just the free throw line.
And I'll tell you,
I'm just saying.
And furthermore, the tag team on that. You kind of shot your own theory in the foot with the words, "I'm not saying it can't happen." Let's explore that. Here's the, again, to wrap around on what LJ said. The reason that you cannot name a dominant NBA or NFL player who is vegan is because the vegan consciousness has not been pervasive in the black community ever. We are
I disagree. In Altadena and Pasadena and downtown LA, they're expanding fresh food markets.
Absolutely.
So many brothers and sisters are eating vegetables.
Thank you for helping me make my point, but I got it. What I'm saying, what you're saying is now, Richie. So what you know, you're gonna have to take about 10 to 15 years to put your theory to the test, where you will start to find. I tell you what it's akin to, Richie. You see how we got Olympic swimmers who are now black, and we have Olympic athletes who are now black that are over in other areas. It does not mean that we just got good at swimming or we just got good at these other things that take money. We just got the money. You just now have families, black families, who there's no, in the words of Bill Cosby, black people don't have no good old days. Okay? So you're just getting to generations of people who can pay for gymnastics from the time you 3 to the time you 15. You're now just getting black people who can pay to get their children to learn how to swim.
I'm from Pasadena, California. Right across from the King's Manors, they had a gymnastic class. One of my OG homies is a phenomenal gymnast.
Yes.
Right out the hood.
Yes. Good. Yes.
And to add on to say that black people have never had good days, we are the most dominant people, always have been and always will be.
Absolutely.
Our happiness is not based off of monetary value.
Absolutely.
You're right. Beyond that and deeper than that.
Absolutely.
You're correct.
Absolutely. Now, you live across the street from the King's Manor. Bruh, I'm right round that way. I'm going to go right past your house on the way home. I live over by the road boat. Bruh, I'm in there. And I told my wife, I said, when we get ready to really get the crib, it's got to be around here. Because as my popularity grows, as what I'm doing grows, as people get to know me, black kids need to see me. There he go, right there, going in CVS. Hey, youngsters, you too can do this. I'm not moving away from you. So we are on the same page. But if what you are saying is because, if what you are saying is that meat has made us dominant, the only way you can come to that conclusion is to believe that meat was naturally what you were supposed to be eating in the first place.
That's not what I said, Geoff. I said that I know NFL players that play right now that have tried to just do a vegetarian diet, and because they need a complex protein, because of the level of they're exhibiting so much stuff on the field and all this, they need a complex protein. Now, I have chickens in my backyard right now in Pasadena. I feed my chickens vegetables, and that the meat is a lot cleaner. It's a lot healthier.
Absolutely.
You just have to take control of your environment. Of course, if you go to the white man and buy anything, even fruits and vegetables, it can be detrimental to you.
Come on, bruh. Thank you again for agreeing with me. Thank you for helping me make my point. But them chickens in your backyard are animal protein. Your body does what it does with the animal protein, but that's not all it does. Okay? When you're taking in what you like you've heard the phrase, you are what you eat, yes?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Part of you is trying to figure out how to become part of that chicken. And that is where you get the abnormal growth of cells. Because your body doesn't know what exactly the hell to do with this chicken protein. It doesn't. You think that the biggest reward, and bro, you talking about, man, Richie, if we was talking 2 years ago, nigga, I'd have came around your way and got some of them chicken wings.
Hey, they're gonna be on deck later this year.
Don't do that to me, man. Don't do that to me.
Before you go, I want to say this too. One of the problems that happen, I understand what you're saying. and I want to say a term too that you keep throwing out. But one thing is the problem a lot of people have, because you say they try to go to a vegan diet or plant-based diet. What happens is a lot of people don't replace all the calories that they're taking in. That's what it is. Because if you're eating, let's say you're an NFL player, you're popping in 5,000 calories with practice, everything like that. You say, okay, now let me go vegan because the food is much cleaner. Now you may only be taking in 25. Yeah, you may be doing 2,500 calories a day. You say, oh my God, this vegan lifestyle is killing me. If you match calorie for calorie, trust me, you'll have the stamina, the strength to do it. And I'll say this too, because I know you keep using that term. This is just one of the sticklers with me. Whenever I hear a term that doesn't ring right in my ear, because you say the term complete protein, there's no such thing.
Complex protein.
Or complex protein. No, you say complex protein. That's what I mean. That's not because actually I said complete protein, which is the correct term. There's no such thing as a complex, because you have complex. Yeah, you have complex and simple carbs. Protein. Now, when you talk about a complete protein, that's with the whole amino acid cycle. That's an amino acid thing. It has nothing to do with whether the thing was walking around or swimming around on this earth. It doesn't have all essential amino acids. That's where protein comes in. So the term complex protein is just, that's just a misnomer. Yeah, exactly. But I knew what you meant, though. I knew what you meant, bro.
And the documentary, and not to cut, Arian Foster, the running back, he used to be very dominant for the Texas Titans.
Yeah, okay,
Arian Foster, he has a documentary where he tells you how he tried to do a vegan diet. And if you look at nature, gorillas and bulls are dominant animals that just eat a plant-based diet. But they have to consume so much calories that most of their life is spent eating. Now, lions, they get their plant-based diets by eating animals that eat a lot of plants.
Right.
So, and they dominate those animals.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Now here's the difference.
We have canine teeth for a reason.
Yes, they're okay. Slow down. You know what the reason is for your canine teeth? It's for biting apples. The concept. Here's where you and the lion are different. All of the lion's teeth are sharp. Yeah. Okay. The lion has sharp teeth and short intestines so that it can tear the meat up, get what it needs from the meat, and throw it away. Now, if you really want to know if you are you don't have you have flat teeth and long intestines. So what meat does to you is it gets in you and it putrefies before it can get out of you. Now, if you really want to see if you are born vegan or meat eater, put your baby in a crib with a banana and a rabbit. If the baby plays with the banana and tries to eat the rabbit, that's a carnivore. He's probably going to play with the rabbit and eat the banana. If you really are a meat eater, if you really are a carnivore, don't play around with the grill. Don't play around with charcoal. Chase that sumbitch down and eat it.
Yeah, exactly.
Brains, eyes, feathers. That's what. If my dog, I have an American bulldog. If she catches one of your chickens, she ain't gonna ask me to cook it. She ain't gonna ask me to pluck it. It's just gonna be feathers and my apology. I'm sorry, bruh, but I'm sorry, man. I'll buy you another chicken because my bulldog is a carnivore. The concept that because you have those two little incisors, and if they're too long, you look like a vampire who is a meat eater, a blood drinker. Blood, brother. Look up Dr. Sabi. I want you.
No, you're right. You're right. I agree. We're omnivores. I'm saying we need both.
Oh, you're saying we need both.
Meat.
Okay, right. Okay.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for that, Brother Richie. I am, and this is something that I think is really wonderful on a number of levels. One, you and I are from different generations with slightly different opinions on a matter, and we can sit here and peacefully disagree. It is beautiful because I can't just poo-poo off what you say. I have to think about it.
Yep.
And I think as black people, we have to get past what the white man, not actually White King Cole, it wasn't him, but what we have been taught that every disagreement, we got to go to the mattresses. Every disagreement, we got to pop the trunk. Iron, my iron doesn't get to sharpen your iron. One of our irons has to break the other. That's the bullshit we are on right now.
Yeah.
And to have you call here and have us go back and forth and have this exchange, it really warms my heart, brother.
Yeah, great.
And seriously,
Thank you for allowing me to talk. You know, I appreciate all the information that you give out, Geoff. I'm just saying, let's look at the totality of it.
Yes.
Everybody's saying vegan, and you have synthetic vegetables. You have vegetables that aren't decaying. You have vegetables that you can't take the seed out and plant a tree with.
Right.
That's true. You should get a vegetable, be able to plant those seeds. So let's understand what we're dealing with. We need to take ownership of everything that we're doing.
True. Brother man.
Very true.
Vegetables, I'm with that. If we're growing our own chickens, I'm with that.
Yes.
But if it's the black man and the black woman doing it themselves, I'm not with it.
My
That's
man.
what I'm saying.
Absolutely. Well, you know what, bro?
Hey, there you go.
Now, and I'm gonna tell you to further to further push that along and get a hold of me on social media, man. We literally live right around the corner from each other.
Hey, man, I'm in the field with it. My name is Richie Rich, man. I'm from Pasadena. Everybody know me out here.
Okay, I'm gonna try to find you, man.
That's controlled by the government. They use that to incarcerate our young brothers. That's not used for us. We talk to each other face to face. It started with the word, and your name had to mean something.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely, Richie. And this is why I want to get in touch with you, bro. We really need to chop it up on another level. And we right around the corner. I got a couple of things I want to talk to you about.
Indeed.
And
this
two,
is the number if you got it. You know what I mean? I'm in the hood all day.
No. Don't put your number, Richie. Don't put you calling into a radio station, so I can't see your number. Hit me up on Facebook. This is gonna be on. I'm gonna put this on my Facebook page. If you're not a Facebook friend. Wait a minute. I can see your number. I can see your number. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna take your number. Two, something that I really think needs to happen and again, I don't know how much you follow this show or Zoe's show.
I follow you. I follow Zoe.
Okay.
To the fullest. Y'all like my y'all like my international my lectures. I'm taking college courses.
My man.
Zoe, you feel me?
Well then you might have, and this is that I'm gonna say this on the air. One of the okay, I got your number, bro. I'm gonna get into you. I'm gonna get at you. Your last one's in 7-2, yeah?
Correct.
Okay, I'm gonna get at you.
All right,
here's why. Here's why I want to get at you.
Okay.
We need to. What you talking about, brother? And you so far ahead of the curve, growing your own food.
Yeah.
What has to happen around this country is instead of gentrification, how beautiful would it be if there was a place in Pasadena that used to be an abandoned lot that we bought and Big Mama and them start growing greens and cabbage and the people who kept it safe was the Bloods and Crips around the way.
Right.
That when you get pulled over in Pasadena, you can bet your ass that before you get a ticket, 100 brothers are gonna be watching this. Mm-hmm. We got to get there. And one of the first things one of the things you said that is on that road is nigga, you might not agree with me eating chicken, but goddamn it, I'm not eating my chicken out of Ralph's. I'm eating my chicken out the backyard.
Exactly.
That's what's up, brother. And I compliment you. I salute you. And I got a couple of things that are cooking in my head that we need to do with the youngsters around the way. I'm going to holler at you, man. I'm going to get at you for real. Yeah. Thank you so much for the call, Richard.
I'm with all of that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Be blessed, man. Take care. We got another call. Man, we got the phones lit up. Welcome to the Inappropriate Hour. You are on with Geoff Brown, Judge Brown, with Geoff Brown and my man, LJ. We talking about veganism. Woo. What the fuck is you talking about? Hello?
What happened?
That fucking pervert keeps calling my show. Just give me another one, man. Hello? This is the Inappropriate Hour with Geoff Brown. What's going on?
Hey, Geoff. How you doing today, man?
Hey, what's going on, doctor? Who is this?
My name is Devin. I'm calling out of Memphis.
Devin out of Memphis. What's going on?
Nothing much. At work, listening to you guys. You guys are having a wonderful conversation.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate it.
I don't know. Speaking of, hold that thought. Speaking of at work, let your friends know. If you are at work and you trying to get fired in order to collect unemployment, you don't want to quit, just turn my radio show up for 30 minutes and they will send your ass to human resources. It's a free service I provide. Now, go ahead. What's going on, bro?
Y'all heard him. Turn your damn radio up.
Turn your damn radio up. I'll go. Oh, yeah, some people. It's some people who wants to get fired. Just tell me who want to get fired. So I'll say some shit to get your monkey ass fired right now.
None of them.
None of them. All right, then we gonna stand there and turn your radio back down. Turn your radio back down. All right. What's going on, Dev?
I was calling because a lot of people get vegetarianism and veganism mixed up.
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
Not the same thing.
No.
Not the same thing.
No.
And another thing about once you transition to a plant-based diet, you have to know what plants to eat and what plants not to eat.
Okay.
Because I've been a vegan. I've been off meat for about a year now.
Okay.
The hardest part for me was trying to consume all these green foods at one time because, like you said, it's about the caloric intake.
Right.
I'm trying to consume because I'm trying to go from 176 pounds to 210 pounds.
Okay.
So my caloric intake is around 3,500 a day.
Okay.
So how the hell am I going to eat 3,500 calories of salads in one day? I couldn't fathom it at first. But what I started doing, this is a tip for people who are trying to go vegan. What I did was I dropped the meat and I just went on straight juice. What I would do is I would mix me smoothies and make juice out of the greens that I bought from the store.
Okay.
It could be a big mason jar, because I drive a lot. I drive mainly when I'm at work, so trying to consume all that while you're driving at the same time is hard. So
right. You can't be driving and eating
a
goddamn salad in your lap. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that. So what I did was I'll mix I'll give me a whole bunch of organic bananas, freeze those. Like I'll take the stuff that I don't like the taste of and the fruits that I love the taste of, and I'll blend them together.
There you go.
And I cut out. And what I didn't know was what a lot of the food I was taking was inflammatory. Estrogen promoting food.
Okay, wait. Make the list. What we talking about? Estrogen promoting food.
I could tell you two right now that are not good for people.
Yes.
Kale and spinach.
Get the fuck out of here. Kale and spinach?
Kale and spinach. Kale and spinach. They're very inflammatory.
Really?
Very. Yes.
Where'd you get this information?
I got it from a black group called Detox Now.
Detox Now?
Detox Now.
Okay.
Detox Now. What they did when I first got on my vegan lifestyle, I did their detox first. It's a 14-day detox.
Okay.
Feeling intensive. And because at first, I think at the time I weighed 235 pounds.
Okay.
I dropped from 235 to 176. And then I was like, okay, now I'm too small. So I'm trying to find a balance in between 210 pounds, especially now that I work out. And I'm trying to do more calisthenic type work and get into the yoga lifestyle. So transition. So once I found it, so that's what I do now. I just figure out what not to eat and what to eat. Because at first, I take a supplement called Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0. It has 90 essential vitamins, nutrients that you need in amino, protein, fatty acids. All the good stuff you put in nigga language. All the stuff you should be taking in. These are essential vitamins and nutrients. Stuff that your body don't recreate. So stuff you have to go get.
You have to go
like
get. Okay.
Of them.
Question. Dev, something you just said that you were doing in your routine. You said calisthenics and yoga.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, I imagine there are ways you can do calisthenics to gain mass. But yoga, I really don't think is going to help you. Neither one of those,
yoga,
like free weights, I would imagine, would help you more.
Yeah. But my yoga is for my off days when I'm trying to stretch and increase flexibility.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You're trying to do a lot of those complex calisthenic exercises. You need flexibility.
Oh, yeah. No.
Okay, yeah,
I don't argue the
fine,
validity of yoga. But you said, I want to gain muscle mass, and I am doing calisthenics and yoga. I'm wondering how much free weight training are you doing? Do you have any compound movements where you using like deadlifts or leg day, like a real heavy legs?
What I use free weights more so for my shoulders, and my arms, because when you first starting out, you're doing push-ups, pull-ups, and you're trying to basically do everything in succession to start doing muscle ups.
Right.
If you start out and you're not strong enough, you're not gonna be able to pull them off. So I do free weights. I do free weights every now and again. Like for instance, if I'm trying to max out, meaning I want to go high intensity this whole workout. So I'll start out with deadlifts and squats. And then I'll switch over to where I'm doing weighted dips, weighted pull-ups to see how far I can go. Because I started seeing my gains mainly when I started pushing basically challenging myself, pushing harder. Like, okay, if I get this down, let me add some weight to it. Let me not get too used to it, to where I'm switching up my exercise.
Absolutely, it's about shocking the body. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes. But I guess, and LJ chime in.
Yes.
What I'm guessing and what I would tell you, as I sit here with a pot gut and bad knees, I would tell you that if I was your trainer, I would go week on, week off for about 8 weeks of this week, no calisthenics. No calisthenics. We gonna eat healthy like a son of a bitch, and we gonna live heavy like a son of a bitch. Then next week, calisthenics, no weights.
Yeah,
and I would go.
I'm doing that.
What's that?
Because of the freeze that's in the south. The freeze that's in the south, especially with the snow and stuff going on. I can't really get to my bars like that. So I have to go inside, or I'm gonna just risk just not doing it, and then I turn back into a lazy person.
Right. Okay. Well,
yeah.
What would you suggest for him to gain mass?
Well, a couple of things. One, you need to eat. Boom. And I know you said it's hard because, you're doing a lot of the juices and, because of your travel schedule and stuff like that. It's all about preparing. I know that's it's easy for me to say, is just eat more and better quality food. And that's really it. And as far as, and like what Geoff was saying, just play around with, working out. It's, there's no such thing as the right way to work out, but it's a lot of wrong ways. I always say that, my thing is just, there's a lot of wrong ways to work out. And if you're off the couch and you're moving and you're, moving heavy stuff, you should be all right.
Yeah.
Keep it simple, man. I like to keep it simple.
Brother. Thank you so much for the call, Dev. Do not be a stranger. I think one of the most important things to say here and we are kind of we bounced around the lane that I wanted to get to.
Okay.
But we didn't really delve into it. The concept of poor black diet and nutrition.
Yeah.
I like to say that you don't eat soul food. Soul food eats you.
Yeah.
There is, from that place, and you born and raised in Chicago?
Born and raised.
Okay, where?
51st and King Drive.
51st King, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's Chicago.
Yeah, okay.
That's Chicago. Yeah,
if you see a street number,
Yeah, 60th and Damon. Well, see, that's what I love about Chicago.
Okay,
when you say 51st and King Drive, there's not two of them.
Right, no.
There's not two of them. There's 51st and King Drive, and when I close my eyes, I can see the King Drive bus headed south towards Garfield.
Yeah.
And it's some brownstones along the west side of the street on King Drive, and a big-ass park.
Yeah, Washington Park. I live right across the street from Washington Park.
On the east side.
Yeah.
I know exactly where you're talking about.
Yeah.
I love that about Chicago. Chicago got 100 streets that run north and south, 100 streets that run east and west, and about 4 or 5 that run at a 45-degree angle. So when I tell you that I'm at Ogden and Milwaukee, it ain't but one place. It's Ogden and Milwaukee. So with that, growing up, when we did, where we did, the concept of not eating meat, and especially pork because it's plentiful and it tastes good, is crazy. It's bananas. And to this day, you got people who live by that religion. Most of them are older, but they have passed this down to a younger generation that is waking up. In your family, how much backlash? Because, I mean, nigga, what you gonna say? You can say what you want to about LJ, but nigga, look at him.
Yeah, exactly.
How much? What do you deal? How do you deal with the international sign for black women hating?
Hey.
He a vegan.
Well, I'll say this: my eating revolution, if you will, has gone in stages. Because I was a chitlin, pig feet, pig ear eating.
Come on, man.
Well,
Come on.
I didn't know any other way. But what happened to me when my transformation started, and I thank my mom. We joke about it now. I'm trying to help her eat better now.
Is she here or
she's in Chicago.
Okay.
She just left a couple of weeks ago. She came out here to visit. But when I was 14, I don't know if you had to do. When I was 14 in high school, we read this book called The Jungle. Upton Sinclair. Book changed my life. It wasn't a nutrition book.
No.
It was called The Jungle, and it talked about the meat packing industry in Chicago. That's what it was about. Just the whole because you know the meat packing. And when I read that book turned me off to pork, hot dogs, cold cuts, and stuff like that. Just the whole meat packing industry sickened me.
Yes.
So I literally went home and told my mom,
I'm done with that.
Yeah, I'm done with and this was when I was playing football, just started working out, trying to, just really start. Then my mom said, all right, let me know what you need. I didn't stop eating meat. I didn't go vegan. I just literally cut out fast food, fried foods, and pork. Now, and cold cuts and stuff like that.
Speaking of pork, those of you who eat calamari do understand. I think I ran into some of it at one of my favorite restaurants that shall remain nameless. All the time, that ain't calamari. A lot of time, that's pork anus.
Are you serious?
Yes. Google calamari pork anus rings and see what comes up.
Okay. Oh, God.
My God,
I don't need either, so I'm good.
Right. You're good. Me, I sneak some calamari in every day. So like I said, I'm struggling with it.
Yeah.
I'm struggling. Have you seen New Jack City? I'm Pookie. Put that in here. Yeah. I'm trying to get away from it.
Right.
But in the final moments, what would you say to someone who is standing on the edge of jumping over into a plant-based, healthy lifestyle? How do they start? Everybody ain't gonna go cold turkey.
Right, I know exactly.
Right.
Do not. That's the worst way to start. I tell people that. So do not do it the way I do. Like I said, I've been cold turkey, proving people wrong, caring about nutrition since I was a 14-year-old kid. Like I said, I'm 50.
So that's the way.
It's just when I decide to do something, it's done. That's just who I am. But as far as the whole vegan plant-based diet, because what happens, like we talked about with the football example, and what we could have gone in a little bit more with the guy that just hung up who's drinking and stuff like that. Do your research first. Make sure you have options, because what's going to happen is you're going to get so bored. It's actually boredom that takes people off a plant-based or a healthy lifestyle than actually missing stuff. Because when I talk to people who eat meat, who think they have variety, people have less variety when they eat meat than they think they do.
Right.
It's so easy to run to grab a fast. You know what you're going to get. Oh, yeah, let me get this combo at In-N-Out. Let me go get this from McDonald's. Let me get this. It's so easy to do that. You think you have variety, but you end up doing the same things every day. But then when it comes to the vegan, we start eating healthy or a plant-based lifestyle, people get bored a lot quicker. People get bored. So what am I going to do? I tried this. Like you go to a family function. All of a sudden you see macaroni and cheese. Like, oh, man, there's nothing else for me to eat here. What am I going to do?
Okay. LJ.
What?
Let me go and be honest with you, and I'm going to close the show with this. Okay? I think to piggyback on what LJ is saying, be honest with yourself. Shout out to my sister-in-law, Andrea Lust, and to my mother-in-law, Maxine Harris, and to my wife, Angelique Brown, and to Iris Wang from the Wang Giles clan. These ladies go out their way to make sure it's vegetable shit at every function. They cook because Geoff and my wife now, Angelique, and my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law, we are the veggies in the family. Nigga, all that shit was there. Okay. But you know what was also there?
What was also there?
My mother-in-law's macaroni and cheese, nigga. It was sitting there. I was like, no, I'm scooping this shit. I ain't gonna die tonight. Yeah. So, in closing, all I'm saying is stop acting like cancer, heart disease, and diabetes are on some evil wheel of chance that the devil spins. Okay? Ooh, nice. Eat what you want to eat. Bon appetit.
Yeah.
But when the words metastasize, stage 4, oncologist, statins, high blood pressure, when those words make it into your lexicon, don't sit there and act like you gonna lay hands and hold the boko shot your way out of it, because you didn't hold the boko shot your way into it. That disease came to you not from God, not from the environment, from the end of your fucking fork. Thank you so much for taking this ride with us. LJ, tell folks where to get in touch with you.
Hey, what's going on? This is LJ. You can hit me up on Facebook as Les LJ, ELJAYE Jennings, or the Instagram is Plant Powered Phenom.
Oh, I like that.
Boom. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Y'all know where to find me. I will see your ass in 7 days. Go out and eat something good and love somebody. I'm out.
Peace.